Assalamualaikum semua. Welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Dean Show. My name is Dew Francis, and in today's episode, we are still on the topic of fasting month.
Yes.
But today we're going to explore the science behind fasting month and the science behind fasting. It's two different things, religion and science. How do they mix? We don't know. So today we invited an expert to talk about it. Correct, Sophie?
Yes, and we'll be looking at Ramadan through a microscope. We aren't just talking about the rewards about fasting through spirituality, but also the scientific benefits of what fasting can actually bring to the human body.
Yes, but of course this episode is going to be more than that. We are asking him what Islamic science actually is, because I don't understand what Islamic science is.
I mean, science has been around for many years, but in the Quran, there have been surahs talking about the formation of the embryo and formation of the seeds not mixing. So there's a lot of things that have been backed up by Islam. But what truly is Islamic science? We'll have the Ustad to discuss with us in this episode.
Yeah, and the most interesting part is we're going to answer some of your questions that all of you have during Ramadan. Why is buka getting later and later?
Yeah,
right? And
I think that's a concern for a lot of people, especially if you're being stressed out at work and you really want to eat. But then buka is like probably 15 minutes after the initial time.
Yeah, and the Ustad will answer that for you later. But before we do that, we are going to go on the street to ask people, what is Islamic science?
The Weekly Dean Show also supports petapis and their meaningful mission. And as Ramadan approaches, please do and support their meaningful work. You can check them out at petapis.org.sg.
Hi guys, I'm Nadira and this is A Tall Mic. So today we are on the streets asking people on what have they heard about Islamic science before. Let's go! So the first question is, what do you know about Islamic science?
Islamic science,
I thought of it, but I don't really know.
Islamic science.
Yes, for me, I have heard about Islamic science.
I've heard about it in madrasah, but I'm not so sure about it.
I know like there's a lot of mathematic and scientific concepts that are introduced in the Quran that came out before science figured it out, and that's pretty much mostly the extent of. There's more details there.
So basically, it's more to the golden age, which is I have two in mind right now, which is Ibn Sina, which is the one that studies. He produced a book called Kanun, which is about a book about medicine. And another one is Al-Khawarizmi, which is he founded basically Al-Jabar and translate to Algebra.
So that's what the streets have to say about what they think about Islamic science. What do you guys think? Back to you.
To help us bridge the gap between ancient wisdom and modern science, we have a guest whose credentials are as deep and are as broad. A graduate from Al-Azhar and IIUM, a PhD holder in Islamic science, a specialist in Falak, which is astronomy, and the founder of Darul Hufaz. Please welcome the brilliant Ustad Dr. Firdaus Yahya.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
That's an insane portfolio, resume. Right? And from what I understand is that you are a doctor in Islamic science.
I got a PhD in Islamic science.
Okay, and for someone stupid like me, I never knew there was such thing as Islamic science. Because to me, religion is religion, science is science.
Okay.
Right? Religion is a belief. You can't change science.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So to me and to the people watching, explain what Islamic science is.
Okay, good. Now we have the word science. What is science all about? Do you know what is science all about? Can you share a little bit what you think about science?
I think science is the root of everything. Science
It's like life, about life.
Okay, but the real definition of science.
Wow.
Wow, I have
Now
not
it's
thought
an
about
English
this for a
lesson.
while.
So science is about discovering things. Okay, so that's why science is neutral. You want to discover how rain falls to the earth, how water evaporates, all this sort of thing, why the sea is salty. So the process of finding out the cause of it is called science.
Okay.
All right. But the thing is this, when you find it out, right, okay, this thing because of that, because of this, are you sure it really caused that sort of thing? Okay, why is it the sea is salty? Oh, he said, because of the salts from the river comes in, makes the sea salty. But are you sure if you make the experiment? Have you conducted a really comprehensive experiment to really tell you that this is the cause? So that is science. What is science is all about? It's about discovering things, observation, and then comes with a theory. So we have a scientific theory. Now, this scientific theory is open for discussion. Nothing in science is cast on stone. It can be changed in the future.
Yeah.
Science is not like religion. Religion is cast in stone. Whatever Allah has revealed, this is halal, this is haram, you cannot change it. Right? Salat 5 times a day, you cannot change it. But science, right, okay, we know that, like this water, for example, this water is pure, nothing's inside there. How do you know? Because we have done experiments, sort of thing, right? But then in the future, people say, no, it's not that. There's something inside there that you do not know of. So people in the future might tell you that this is not an empty water, there's something inside there. All right, so that is science. Science is about self-correcting. So whatever you can consider as fact right now might not be fact in the future. Okay? So we have scientific laws, we have scientific theory, and scientific theory is open for discussion and revision in the future.
Okay.
Now, when we talk about that, you're approaching a scientific process with a certain backdrop, certain, what they call it, principles. And that principle must remain neutral. When you talk about Islamic science, you're approaching this process with the Islamic principles. So we talk about discovering why the sea is salty. Yeah, you go through all those scientific process of doing the experiment. But then at the back of your mind, you know that this thing does not come out of the blue. There must be a creator to it. So that's why Islamic science comes to it. Okay, so that is the first part of Islamic science, in which you approach certain things with the Islamic precepts and Islamic concepts in place. Right? Then it comes to application. So when you know something, you have to apply it. Right? So people know about atoms, protons, neutrons, and you know that when you spill the atoms, there's going to release a lot of energy. So then they create atomic bomb. All right? So people say, why? Science create something that is horrible. I take another example. Okay, you know these petrol cars. In the past, they used to put this whatever chemicals in it inside there to make it more efficient. But that is 50 years ago. Now we know that that thing causes a lot of cancer. Plastics, for example, people say, oh, this is a wonderful product. It's very cheap. You can do it, and it's really hardy. Will not, be destroyed in 10, 20 years. Will not disintegrate. But then it will disintegrate. But it is a forever chemical, and it causes us cancer. Now we know it, right? So the application is there. Now, if scientists know that whatever they discovered will cause destruction in the future, atomic bomb, for example, nuclear bombs, should they proceed with making that device?
No.
Of course not. But from scientific point of view, you are neutral. You're just making it. You're making a knife. It's up to people to whether to cut or to kill. Right? But people will use it if you put, a knife for cutting meats, then a chopper, for example, then mostly it's going to use for cutting meats. But if you make a parang, or you make a katana, right? The what do you call it? The Japanese sword. For sure it's not going to cut things. It's going to cut people. Right? So are you going to proceed with that? That's where the value comes in. So Islamic science says that when you create something, you must imbue in it the Islamic values, which is what? To bring goodness to people, to remove harm from people. So if you discover things that can cause a lot of harm, then you don't do it. That's what the Muslim scientists in the past, they did it. When they discovered about this chemical and that chemical, they know this chemical is going to bring harm to other people. They're not going to create that sort of thing. They will, of course, they put in writing, but they're not going to create it because it brings harms. So, because why? Because they approach it from the Islamic point of view. So Islamic science is more like that. It is about approaching the scientific endeavor with Islamic, concepts, Islamic principles, and its application according to the Islamic guideline.
Right. And like you mentioned, science has a lot of discovery, a lot of research and everything.
Yep.
What is something that Islamic science discovered that we don't know about?
You're talking about neutral things, or you're talking about what?
I mean, anything. Like, I want you to surprise me, right? So, like you mentioned, like when you apply Islamic to science and everything, what is something that you guys discovered that will surprise me?
I will surprise you.
Okay.
All right. And it's part of my research also, my PhD research. We're talking about 7 heavens. You all know there are 7 heavens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, recently,
7 levels of heaven.
we have 7 levels of heavens, right?
Yes.
And then the Prophet sent in the Mi'raj from one level to another level.
Yeah.
I don't know this lah.
You don't know that?
But now it's just so difficult to go to heaven now, like, because now you go to heaven, you go, which level you go?
Okay, no. Okay, let's take a step back. Okay. Don't use heaven. You use universe.
Okay.
Okay.
Multiverse. So there's a multiverse.
There's a thing.
Okay.
How do there's a multiverse?
UFOs.
No.
Okay. Oh, how do I know there's a multiverse?
Yes.
Spirits, supernaturals.
Well, that's not what multiverse is all about.
Okay.
Okay. Multiverse is more like a scientific theory. It's not been proven yet. This says that our universe, our physical universe, is part or is one of many, many other universes. Just like us, or can be
Yeah.
different from us. It's like bubbles. Right?
Yeah.
So many bubbles of universe. So ours is just one bubble. There might be other bubbles.
Yeah.
And
okay.
these bubbles are disconnected from one another.
Yeah.
Okay? So it doesn't mean that the genes come from that bubble or this bubble. No. It doesn't mean that. In scientific theory is that when the universe is formed, I'm going to surprise you with this thing. It's called Big Bang.
The Big Bang
Have
Theory.
you heard about the Big Bang?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the start of this universe. So according to the scientific theory, when the Big Bang forms, right, it forms together with many other universes,
Yeah.
bubbles of universes. Ours is just one of those universes. But this is just theory. There is no way for us to know whether there are universes out there or not.
Yeah.
No way at all. Because there's no way we can communicate with if there are inhabitants in that universe. Right? So we are alone in our universe. And you know how big is our universe? Any idea?
There are too many galaxies that we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to give an example, how big is our own galaxy? Our own galaxy is 100,000 light years across. It means that if you shine a laser from one end, it takes 100,000 years for that laser to reach to the other end. It'll be long gone.
Yeah.
Right? That's just one galaxy. We have our nearby galaxy, our nearest galaxy. We call it the Andromeda galaxy.
Yeah.
And the distance between these two galaxies is 2.5 million light years.
And that's just from one galaxy to another.
Yeah. So if you say hello from us and send that hello to that Andromeda galaxy, we take 2 million years for the signal to travel. You'll be long gone. And then you say, oh, somebody say hello. And then say hello back. It takes another 2.5 million. So
It'll take
5
like
million.
4 million years each lah.
That's it.
For
That's just our
communication.
closest galaxy.
Yeah.
So then these two galaxies is in a group of galaxies. And then this group of galaxies, another larger group of galaxies. And it is 50 billion light years across. That's just one galaxy. And that's just we know of. There are other galaxies.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about Islamic science, we talk about the Quran, for example. Quran says there are 7 heavens.
Okay.
And these 7 heavens, they are similar to each other, means they come from the same point. And it actually gels with this modern scientific theory that other universe, this multiverse, comes from a single point, which is the Big Bang.
Okay.
That's what Quran says, 1,400 years ago. And then after that, these universes, they are disconnected from each other. So we cannot go from one universe to another universe. And that's what this multiverse is all about. You cannot go from one universe to another universe. You are disconnected forever. So this is an example in which Islamic science comes into the picture using the Quran and Hadith to tell people that, hey, look, what you have discovered right now, we've been talking 1,400 years ago. And then we talk about, other things about biology, about eating, for example. Fasting, we are now in the fasting month, right? So how are you going to fast the correct way, the proper way? The Prophet ﷺ said, go and fast and you'll be healthy. And people thought, what? If I fast, I get weaker. And people usually after Ramadan, they will take MCs. The doctors always complain, these Malays after Hari Raya always take MCs, 3 days, 5 days. Whether it's a fake MC or a real MC, it's still MC.
Yeah.
So people said, I fast and I get weaker and I get, not stronger. I don't get healthier. But the Prophet said, I get healthier. Why? So Islamic science comes into the picture.
We touch on that later because I feel like getting healthier from fasting is not really Islamic science. It's science.
It's science, yes.
Yeah.
But why the Prophet ﷺ said that, you get healthy?
I think the Islamic part comes from him saying that we should fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But fasting as a process is science.
Yes.
The Islamic parts come from him. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So Islam comes and give value to it. It's not just about biological process, it's also a spiritual process. So when it comes to being healthy, the Prophet does not just mean biologically healthy, but you're also spiritually healthy. So both comes into the picture. So we talk about science, yes, it's just fasting. We talk about Islamic science, there is another layer to it.
Okay.
The spiritual layer to it.
Okay. What's it? Let's talk about the seven heavens. I'm very interested in that.
Still never.
What does each level represent? Are there different representations of each level?
What do you mean by representation?
Because you say there are 7 levels of heaven, right?
So like, what's
Yeah.
the difference between the first level and the
second
seventh
level.
level?
Okay, what we know, of course, science can never explain this thing because
Yeah.
they are disconnected. This is just theory,
Yeah.
right? But we go back to the Quran, there are characteristics of the 7 heavens. Number one, they are similar to each other. It means that some of these physical properties in this universe might be similar in other, this universe. I don't call it heavens now, we call it universe. So why? Because it comes from the same point, which is the Big Bang. All the physical properties are being cooked in that Big Bang, so then it separates. So then the physical properties of this universe is also similar to the physical properties of that universe. And the Quran says, what you can find in this world, in this universe, from stars, from moons, and from light-emitting objects and non-light emitting objects like moon, you can also find it in other universes, in all the other 6 heavens. So they come from the same source, same physical properties. That's number one. Number two, Allah SWT says in the Quran also that how much you populate your world with, living beings, there are also living beings in other universes. But that's where the Quran ends. The Quran never elaborates on what are those living beings. So some scholars said, well, they are the angels, malaikat. But yeah, it might be malaikat, it can be other things we do not know of. So it's a big question mark. Why the Quran does not want to explain to us all these beings? Because none of our concern. Why do you want to know? It does not affect our life. It does not affect our fate in the hereafter. It's just something of curiosity. And the Quran says, no, stop. You don't have to know all these things. This is my secret. So what concerns you is what in front of you in this world to prepare for the hereafter. Like we are fasting right now. Why we are fasting? Is it because we want to become, biologically, physically healthy, or more than that? So this is what concerns us.
I think it concerns me a lot if they say there's another version of me out there.
No, we talk about, no. When you talk about another version of you, when you talk about multiverse, we're talking about quantum theory. So, there's another thing.
Okay.
When you talk about...
It's
IT.
very interesting.
I went to IT.
Okay.
But Ustaz, please, we would like to know more about that.
Sophie has a better chance at understanding this.
No, okay, let's put aside quantum theory. It is more like, there are 2 states of matter. When I put a cat in a box, right? And then I release a gas, a poisonous gas inside the box. The cat might die, the cat might live. So in our version of the universe, the cat died. So according to that quantum theory, there's also a possibility that before looking at the state of the cat is between life and death.
Yeah.
So when you open up the box, you are, collapsing the options. There are several options before that, dead or alive. When you open up the box, then you collapse the options, it becomes dead.
Yeah.
All right? So before you open the box, this option, whether it's life or death, it can be in another universe, according to some theory. Okay, in other universe. So when you open up the box, you are collapsing that option, so it becomes only the cat in your universe. But it's just theory. So there's no second you, there's no duplicate of you, right? It's just you.
Okay.
All right? And Islam makes it very simple for us. There's only one of us.
Yeah.
And we are accountable for our actions in the hereafter.
Okay.
All right? So there's no second version of you.
Okay.
We talk about jinn, for example. We're talking about Toyol, Pontianak, all these ghosts. People scared of ghosts. And people talk about, this Ramadan, then the jinns are being tied down, all these sort of things. Where this jinn reside? It's not in those other universes. No. It's still in our universe.
Lim Chu Kang.
Well, you can try. Middle of the night. But it's on our earth itself. But a different dimension. How does it work? We do not know. Science can never explain this sort of thing.
But
This
the
is secret.
Bomo can.
Yeah, the bomo maybe can.
Maybe no more.
Okay.
Maybe the bomo has been tricked by this jinn, or the jinn has played around with the bomo. Both of them played together.
Okay.
We do not know.
No. I have one more question before we go into the fasting part, okay? As a man of science.
I'm not a man of science. We
Okay,
all men, sir. We all have curiosity.
Okay,
Right?
okay. As a
Okay.
PhD holder, do you believe in ghosts?
I believe in jinn.
Okay.
Okay? When you talk about ghosts, what is ghost is all about? Ghost is another creature that God creates. It is a metaphysical being. You know, they can go here and there. They can pass through walls. They can transport itself from one place to another. They can do almost impossible things for us humans. So we call them ghosts, we call them spirits, we call them puntiana, we call them whatever.
Yeah.
But they belong to the same species, which is jinn. And Iblis, the chief of all, the most hated being, it belongs to the jinn species.
Yeah.
And Quran says so, kana minal jinn. This Iblis is from the jinn species. And when it was thrown back to earth, this Iblis, maybe it married off with other jinns and produced a lot of jinn children and so forth, and misled the jinns to become shaitan. So shaitan is its enemy among the jinns. And this shaitan will recruit humans as part of their agents to mislead other humans. And these humans are also called shaitan. The Quran says shaitan of the jinn and also the humans.
So not all jinns are considered bad.
Yeah, some of them become believers, right? And some of them are disbelievers. But the Prophet ﷺ advised us not to, play around with jinn.
Yeah.
Because in one of his, hadith, he said that the best of the jinns are like the worst of you. So you might trust this jinn, but this jinn will play you up back.
And all these jinns live in this dimension, in this universe.
On this earth
Yeah.
itself, it's not on moon, it's not on planet Mars or Mercury, whatever. It's still on this earth, but a different dimension.
Has anybody did a scientific study on jinns?
We cannot do any scientific studies. No. We cannot do it. Why? Because science is all about physical things that you can measure, that you can see, you can touch, or the five senses are there, and then you can repeat the experiment.
Yeah.
But jinn is a metaphysical being. So science said this is off my limit.
Yeah.
Scientists said we're not going to find out about whether jinn exists or not. We're not going to find out whether God exists or not. So when people said science disprove the existence of God, the same goes, the science also prove that God is there. Because you cannot prove or disprove the existence of things that you cannot find out.
Yeah,
You
it's not
cannot
tangible.
discover. It's not tangible. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, right? But jeans also, right? Got skinny ones. Then got baggy ones.
Yeah.
Got white leg ones. I don't think he gets it.
Okay.
There's one jean called Levi's.
Yeah.
Yes, I get
Okay.
it. But
Now
we
I
move
know
on.
about it. Now I got it.
We move on. You just got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Wait, let's touch on the fasting month first, which is why you're here, by the way. Sorry, you
Okay.
got carried away. Explain fasting months. The fasting month. No, sorry. Explain fasting in both ways. The Islamic way and the science way.
You want to start with the Islamic or the science one?
I think we
think
start Islamic.
science. No, let's start with
Follow
science.
the girl lah. We follow the girl. Okay.
Ladies first?
Ladies first.
Start with the science
Science.
first. Okay. Now, we start with the question. Why do we eat and drink?
To live.
energy?
Fuel.
For energy, to survive, right? Just take, a phone, your handphone. I have a handphone here, okay? Now, we all have handphones, right? Look. And we charge our handphones regularly. What's the best way of charging? Is it charged to 100% and leave it overnight, or charge it to about 80%? And what is the best way to preserve the battery here? Do you want to leave it until 0% then you charge, or until 10% then you charge?
That is depending on.
I think 10%.
Yeah. Depending on
I
the
wouldn't
brand.
want my phone to die.
No, what's the best way to preserve the battery?
To not let it die, I guess. Or
Preserve the battery, when to charge and when not to charge.
not to charge when it's 100%. Charge when it's below 30%, I say.
When are you going to stop charging?
When
When it reaches 100%.
100% or 80%?
10 years ago, I would say 100%.
Uh-huh.
Now I say 80%.
80%.
Because of technology, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because phone obviously, if you want to save the battery, then you have this option of charging to 80% and it automatically
Yeah.
cut off, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you never charge 100%. Look at our stomach, right? We are full, 100% full of energy, full of food inside there. Then we put in food some more. Is it going to harm us or bring us benefit?
harm.
Harmless.
Harm us, right? The same goes with the battery. So there are moments in which we need to empty this, drain whatever inside us. Let's say we drain the battery here, and then we recharge the whole thing so that we can, gain a little bit of percentage of this battery and make it more efficient. The same goes with our stomach. Our stomach needs time in which it needs to be emptied, not 100% emptied, maybe up to 20%, 30% emptied, and then we recharge it. We put food inside, put food inside it. But do we put the food inside there until 100% and beyond?
No, you
course
get
not,
a food
you will.
coma.
Yeah.
But people do it regularly.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of fat Malay people around.
Okay.
Well, there is a growing number of obesity in the. It is a prevalent issue, but I don't think that's where the point was going, Dew.
No, but yes, I agree. A lot of people do that. They get
Yeah.
greedy. Yeah. They get
Yes,
greedy.
they continue to eat because eating is more, nowadays, eating is not about survival. Eating is about social things.
Yeah.
People meet, people eat, even though you are full. Hari Raya is coming,
Yeah.
right? You are full already. And you go to visit his house and people say, go and eat. I'm full already. Go eat some more. Okay, little
Yeah.
bit. You go another house visiting. Go and eat. So how much can you eat?
Yeah.
And so your battery, your stomach will go beyond 100%. Then we destroy you. That's why people got MCs after Hari Raya. People just break down. The battery just break down. The body just break down. Imagine 30 days or 29 days of not eating during the day. The stomach is already compressed, right? It already adapts itself. During daytime, there's no food, so there's no acid being produced to digest the food. Then comes this day, suddenly the stomach got shocked. You fill it to the brim and beyond until the esophagus. You fill it with food. The stomach doesn't have the space to just process it. The acid is not being produced.
Yeah.
So that is what harm us. So we're talking about the scientific point of view. Fasting is a way to refresh ourselves. Right? So when we fast, right, our body will adapt itself to little food.
Right.
And that's where our cells will go into this process called autophagy, that it will cleanse itself. And that's very important. We need to regularly clean ourselves as much as we clean our house, we clean our computer, whatever. We need to, do house cleaning. So our body does this house cleaning by fasting. Our brain does its house cleaning, removing all the toxic chemicals inside the brain when we sleep. So we must have regular sleep. But the problem is that modern people, Singaporeans, for example, lack sleep. We tend to stay until 12 p.m., 12 a.m., and then 1 a.m. We talk, we eat, we destroy our brain, we destroy our body just for the sake of enjoyment.
Yeah.
So you look at restaurants 24 hours, then we have 3 a.m. people eating, whereas you should be sleeping. You should do house cleaning for your brain and your body, but no. So fasting is a healthy way of living. So that's what the Prophet said, that if you fast, you get healthy. Biologically, physically, it's like that. So it's a process of cleaning the body.
Yeah. I'm a strong believer of fasting. I've been doing it since, intermittent fasting, not the Ramadan fasting.
Okay,
Two
good.
different things, so I read the science about it, and I'm a strong believer of it. And every day, I fast 16 hours. So I only eat at 4 p.m. And you're absolutely right. Like, I always tell people that your stomach is like a rubber band. Right, so the more you eat, the more you need to fill it up. So the lesser you eat, the smaller it gets.
Exactly.
It also helps with a lot of health issues. It brings down a lot of like, for example, cholesterol levels. It brings down, or rather, I would like to say, a lot of things that is happening in your body is all happening from your gut.
Yeah. They say your gut is like your second brain, right?
Yeah.
Second brain.
Yeah, there's like a lot of nerves that go around there. So your diet actually really affects your hormones, your energy levels throughout the day.
100%. I mean, I think that's where the saying, you are what you eat,
Yes.
comes from.
Does
so-
Islam say anything about that? Is there any mention? in the
Exactly,
Quran?
exactly. The Prophet ﷺ said that the cause of many disease is here, the stomach.
Yeah.
This is the cause of many disease.
I agree. I mean, like, look at the number one disease within our community, diabetes. It's caused by eating or drinking too much.
Yes.
Teh tarik.
Unhealthy.
Ah.
That's
Yes.
true.
Air
Too much teh
katira.
tarik.
Yes.
Air
Eating too
katira.
much kunafa.
Kunafa.
See, a lot of things, and
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
starts
yeah.
from the gut. Everything
true, that's
starts from the
very
gut.
true.
Yeah.
And this Ramadan is worse. Instead of getting healthy, people are exposed to all this so-called nonsense food.
Yeah, it's a
agree.
trendy and viral foods that,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
do business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of chemicals in it.
Yeah. And
Definitely.
so, what does Islam say about it? So, apart from
All right. Talking about intermittent fasting, is it?
no fasting,
The fasting itself.
yeah, fasting itself.
Number one, it is compulsory for us to fast. It means that Islam says that you must do your house cleaning once a year, at least once a year. That's the minimum, 30 days. All throughout 30 days, you have to clean yourself so that you become healthy,
Yeah.
at least biologically. And also this Ramadan is a spiritual month, then it is a spiritual cleansing, right, of our soul. Okay, that's number one. Number two, to achieve that, there's a proper way to fast. It's not like us, morning we eat like another large meal, and then fasting, breaking the fast, we eat another large meal. That actually, defeats the purpose of fasting.
Yeah.
And then we have a midnight snack. So actually, it's not just 2 times a day of eating, it becomes 3 times a day of eating. It defeats the purpose of fasting.
Yeah.
So like this Imam Ghazali said that anyone who fasts during Ramadan, and instead of cutting down their meal from 3 to 2, they still remain 3, they are not fasting actually. Because they are cheating. Okay, you go through the motion, but you're not actually fasting. You don't reap the rewards of fasting. So fasting means that you try to lessen your food intake, even though when you're breaking the fast. It's not like eating for the sake of eating, but eating, the Prophet ﷺ, eating for the sake of having the energy to proceed on with devotion, with ibadah to Allah during the night time.
Yeah. I agree that I'm looking at it from the science way, not really the Islamic way, right? And you are correct. I think a lot of people think that when they intermittent fast and when they break their fast, they can eat whatever they want.
Yep.
No, you reverse the whole. You're actually reversing the whole.
The whole process of detoxing and cleansing your whole body.
Yeah, but I think this brings a whole new perspective to Muslims, right? Because I think a lot of people fast because of God.
Yes.
And they fail to see the health benefits that come with it. And if they do see the health benefits that come with it, it's very small. It's, I will lose weight. And that is so shallow. I mean, I don't blame them, right? Yeah, and because that's the easiest thing to see. But I think it's way more. It's really way more.
Exactly, yes.
And if they learn outside of the fasting month, if they learn about intermittent fasting and see the science behind it, they will understand the benefits and why Allah tells us to do it.
Yep.
I think there's a lot of truth in why Islam allows fasting to even, or like gives Muslims the power of fasting. Because I feel like the way people learn about fasting is through probably families. When you grow up, your parents probably tell you, you have to fast because of God. You have to fast because of this. But we don't really learn why. And so when we don't fast, we feel like, oh, like, I'm still healthy. I'm still living my day-to-day life. But actually, doing fasting and intermittent fasting has reaped so many health benefits that many people don't know about.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, I agree with that.
So then what's the... when we were growing up, we were told that we should fast to understand how the poor people feel. Right? But then now there's science behind it, and there's Islamic science behind it where God wants us to cleanse our body.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Which is the correct reason here?
All right. Okay. I think fasting is multifaceted. They are multidimensional. Okay, we talk about why you're fasting because of God. Yes, that's basically what it is all about. God says you must fast. Okay, I fast because I obey God. I obey Allah. Right? That's the first, that's the primary thing lah. Then after that, we talk about, people say that you fast because you want to know, want to appreciate and empathize these poor people who are not eating so far. Right? In Singapore, poor people also eat. They hardly go starving. But in other countries, they starve. The Palestinians, they are starving. They continuously fasting from one day to another because nothing for their sahur, nothing for their iftar. It's just continuous fasting for 3-4 days until they die. because it's about starvation over there. So people said, okay, you have to feel how these people feel when they are starving and so forth. That's a social dimension. That's just a social dimension. But if you really want to feel it, then if you break your fast, then do it a lot.
Yeah.
If you eat a lot, you break. I mean, this notion of trying to empathize with the poor people. So this is the social aspect. Then we talk about the biological aspect, the health aspect, and that's where fasting is all about. It's about cleansing the body, right? Giving the chance for your stomach to relax, okay? To reduce itself. The size is so big because you have been pumping so much food inside it. So let it reduce its size so that you won't take much food after the fasting month.
Yeah.
Right? And then after that, you can continue fasting. And the Prophet ﷺ encouraged us to go for the 6 days fast. Why 6 days fast? And you can do it immediately after the Hari Raya. But people hardly do it. Because your stomach is already used to it. And then you go for another 6 days fast. So you are actually continuing that process. Then after that, you're used to fasting. Then lessen your food intake. You can go for intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
You can still drink, but you don't eat. Do you take sweets? No, of course not. Intermittent fasting, you cannot take.
0 calories.
0 calories, just take water.
Yeah.
And water is just plain water, right?
Yeah.
So that's about it.
Yeah.
But it's just about 14 hours, 12 hours, 6 hours, and you do it overnight where you oversleep. So it sounds like cheating the time, right? Then you last meal 6 p.m. Next meal will be 9 p.m. That will be about 15 hours, 16 hours.
Yeah.
Still okay.
Yeah.
It's like your breakfast. You can go for 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. So still, manageable.
Yeah.
So you're used to it already. So that is the biological point of view of fasting. So there are multifaceted way of looking at fasting.
So speaking of fasting, during Ramadan, Maghrib usually gets later and later and later, right? So from an astronomical point of view, why does this happen?
Okay. Because basically, now this is going to blow your mind off.
Okay, come, let's
Okay,
go.
I'm ready.
I'm ready for it.
We have the sun.
Sun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then you have the earth. It's not like, something else. No, nothing.
Yeah.
So this is the sun and the earth revolves around the sun.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Now the earth revolves around the sun in what? In a circle or in a triangle or in a what? Rectangle?
Circle.
Circle. Is it a perfect circle?
No.
No, it's not perfect.
It's not a perfect circle. How do you know it's not a perfect circle?
I read this up.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah.
So it's more like an oval shape.
Yeah.
Okay. But why is it oval shape? Is the sun at the center? No. The sun is off the center a little bit.
Okay.
So actually, the sun and the earth, or let's talk about the earth. The earth is revolving not around the sun, but we call it around the center of gravity of the sun and moon, sun and earth system.
Okay.
So it is. There are points in which the earth is closer to the sun, and there are points in which the earth is further from the sun. So when it's closer to the sun, we call it as perihelion. When it's further from the sun, we call it as aphelion. So when it's further to the sun, as the earth moves around, right, and it gets closer and closer to that point, it speeds up a little bit. Speed up, and then after that, as it goes away from the sun, it gets slower and slower.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Right? So then it goes further, so speed up, slow down, speed up, slow down.
But why does it speed up when it's closer to the sun?
Because it's moving towards the sun is pulling it.
Oh, right.
And then if it goes away from the sun, because it's going against the sun's gravity,
okay.
so it's slowing down.
Okay,
Right? So then it goes in. So you go up and go down.
Yeah.
And you throw things up, it slows down and speed up when it falls down.
Yeah.
So it's gravity. So because the speed varies, and so therefore the the apparent position of the sun changes from day to day.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the sun, from our perspective, the sun might move a little bit slower this side or go the other side, and that affects the rising and setting time from our point of view of the sun. So, for example, right now we are in January, February, March, right? This period, it is a period in which the Earth is closest approach to the sun. And then after that, June, July will be further away from the sun. Then at this closest approach, sunrise will be later, and likewise sunset will be later.
Yeah.
Okay? And people say, why we are breaking the fast late, 7:20. Why can't we be earlier? Like December, for example. December is 6:50. Breaking the fast at 6:50 or Maghrib at 6:50. But they forget that Subuh is earlier in December and Subuh is later for January, February and March.
Yeah.
And so therefore we can eat later. That's where Sahur comes in. And then we can break our fast later. But people usually don't care about Sahur. They just sleep through.
Yeah.
So that's where they lose this thing lah, this benefit.
And at the end of the day, they are still fasting for the same amount of time lah.
About it. For Singapore, it's about 14 hours, 13 hours.
Yeah.
But when you
12,
live in
13
different
hours.
countries, then the duration is longer.
Yeah. One last thing before we end this conversation, right?
Okay.
Can I tell you about my theory about religion?
Sure.
And you tell me if I'm making sense or not, okay? As a man of science, as a PhD holder, this is my theory of all religions, okay? I feel like a very long time ago, a time machine was built. Okay? And maybe in the future also. Okay? So I feel like we went past all of that. A few good men, which represents all the religion, went through time and saw chaos that was happening in the world.
Okay.
Without religion.
All right.
And then they went back into time and created religion so that people belong in communities, people belong in categories, and in this religion there are rules.
Okay.
So the world does not go into chaos. That's my theory of how religion was created.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
What do I think about it? It's an interesting theory. I don't call it theory. I call it more like
Imagination.
no. Hypothesis.
Hypothesis.
Okay.
Because theory must be based on scientific evidence. Then we call it scientific theory.
Right.
All right. So if you talk about scientific theory, time is one-way flow. It can never be reversed. God has created this time to go one way.
Okay.
Because if it goes the other way, then it becomes illogical. It goes against logic. People can become old and then goes back when they were young and then they kill their father and mother. Then what happened to him? And then you say, okay, then you disappear. If I disappear, then how can I grow old and go back and kill my parents? It's not logical. So it must be one-way street.
Linear lah.
And there's actually a very sound scientific basis to it. It is called the law of thermodynamics. The zeroth law of thermodynamics is in physics. They call it the entropy. Entropy means chaos. Okay, chaos must always increase. Disorder must always increase. So to do that, time must go one way. It cannot go the other way. So no scientist of reputation believe in all this sort called, time machine.
Travel. Yeah.
Time travel. It's just, a figment of imagination. It's just a good source for science fiction and movies. Okay, so people cannot travel, goes back. It always goes forward. And we are trapped in this rate of time. We cannot accelerate it unless in our imagination, and we cannot slow it down. People say that I can slow it down because, when we are facing emergencies, suddenly everything goes back to me. So people said when I having an accident before, just the microsecond before I hit, everything goes into my mind. So my time slows down. Actually, your time does not slow down. Your brain works faster. That's why you can think faster. So time remains the same, 24 hours, 24 hours. All right? So people going back and, to create this order in this world in terms of religion. But then why you have so many religions? Why not just one religion? It's much better to have one religion because you have so many religions, then you are sowing chaos also. And these religions fight among each other. We have Christians and Muslims and the Jews, they fought among each other. And they're based on religion. The Hindus and the Buddhists and also the Taoists and so forth, they are always fighting each other. So this thing actually, sorry to say, does not stand that much lah.
Okay, that's why I say ITE.
IT is good. People go for IT right now because it's hands-on.
Last time, no lah.
No.
I mean, IT last time, not now.
Yeah, no, whatever it is, it's good.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay, but thank you so much to start.
No problem.
Okay, can I give you a riddle?
Riddle?
A science riddle.
Oh, sure.
I didn't come up with it, by the way.
Okay.
What did one ion say to another?
What did one ion say?
To another.
Let's go to Ion Orchard.
The answer is, I think I lost an electron.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
they reply, sorry, I'm so bad at reading this. I think I lost an electron. Are you sure? Yes, I'm positive. Is that a science joke? Only science people can.
Yes,
can
it's a joke. But we say that no, you're not positive. You're being very negative right now.
It's a science joke. I didn't take science. But again, thank you so much, Ustad. I
no
wish we
problem.
really can continue this conversation. 'Cause I wanted to ask you about so many things.
Yeah.
About dinosaurs. Do we
Yeah.
believe in dinosaurs and so on and so forth? But unfortunately, we run out of memory card space.
It's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
To those watching at home, please do not leave yet because right after this, we're gonna do our reflections on what the Ustad just and what we and the Ustad just discussed.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to a segment where we explore the why, how, and what behind Pertapis. And right now we are with Shafiq, ex-residents and current Pertapis volunteer, ex-Pertapis Children's Home residents growing up in Pertapis support system, how the environment shaped who he is today, and giving back to the community by volunteering. So once again, thank you for coming. And being
Thank you
with
for
us.
inviting me.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So before that, how old are you, sir?
I'm 20.
Right, that's all. Tu je. 20 years old, bro.
Oh, belum masuk NS
Tengah tunggu. Because I just finished school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Diploma or
Higher Tech.
Higher
Yeah.
Tech.
Higher
I
Tech.
see. So, how you manage to, I mean, you punya sekolah ni dibayar oleh Pertapis ke ataupun macam mana ni?
I think let's say, is it the school fees like that?
Yeah,
The school fees, I think my mum paid.
everything.
Yeah.
Yang your mum is the only one yang membiayai persekolahan.
Saya.
I see. Okay.
So, just want to ask you another question after Uncle Razi asked you, right, about that.
yes, of course.
How would you describe yourself today outside of your past experience with Pertapis?
Beruntung lah.
Why?
Because banyak support.
What kind of support?
Like when I'm stressed, I know who I can find to talk to.
Right.
And then kalau macam sorang, I know what I can do.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you still remember your experience dekat rumah Pertapis because you mentioned about like bila you sedih, bila kau sedih, then that's the place to go to lah, to release your stress and whatever. So what are the programs that you know?
Kat Pertapis, banyak program. We have, they have Ramadan program.
Okay.
So like Ramadan program means they have like a lot of people will come, then they will cook. Then we have more variety of food. Then we have Children's Day, then Hari Raya, then banyak lagi lah.
Right.
Banyak lagi.
So you are like it changes your life lah in a way.
Yes, it changes my life because masa kat dalam kan tak ada benda nak buat. Then jadi masa kat luar tak ada benda nak buat. So when kita kat dalam, then they got this so many programs, right?
Right.
Then from there I start to realise that actually not bad lah. There's a lot of events to do.
Right,
Tak boring sangat pun kat dalam.
Yeah. So what are the memories that you want to share? Like nice memory sampai sekarang. Consider as a core memory lah kan? Yeah. Is there anything that?
There's two person.
Okay.
Pak Hassan and Mak B.
Who's that?
Pak Hassan and Mak B.
Okay.
So Pak Hassan is the one that have been taking care of me with Mak B since dari kecil sampai kita keluar home.
So they are the volunteers dekat Pertapis.
No,
so,
they are the staff.
Oh, staff.
Yeah, they are the staff. But to us, right, to my siblings, they are like a mother and a father to us.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, Pak Hassan it's orang dia garang. Tapi first time masuk kan, suara dia sejuk. Lemah macam hati dia kecil je. Muka garang, hati kecil je. Yeah, then Mak B is
Dia ada macam father figure lah.
Yeah.
Kan? Lepas tu?
Dia dalam hati ada taman lah.
Well, of course, kena garang sikit. Dia macam, lepas tu tapi dia budak-budak suka.
Ya.
Betul. So
Cik Awak Hassan Apa nama?
Pak Hassan.
Pak Hassan. Okay,
Ya.
Pak Hassan. Ada lagi Pak Hassan?
Dah lost contact tu dengan dia.
Alright. So then Cik B? Cik B. Cik B lain apa?
Mak B.
Mak B. Cik B.
Cik B nak tengok.
Mak
Tapi
B.
kalau Cik B jaga lain.
Hidup senang.
Syafiq aku rasa ni. Mungkin suka dengan Cik B. Okay, tak apa. Ni Mak B pula. Let's talk about Mak B. So,
Mak B, okay, so Mak B is like my as my mom, but dia macam Santa Claus. So
masuk chimney ke macam mana? Tak.
Dia ada office dia sendiri.
Okay.
So
Why do you like anggapkan dia sebagai Santa Claus? Dia suka kasih hadiah ke?
It's like you ask, dia mesti ada. So kalau macam minta example Monopoly lah, tidur ketuk kat bilik dia, ketuk, cakap Mak B boring, nak Monopoly boleh?
Ring ambil.
Aku tahu Mak B cakap apa. Macam, ya Syafiq nak apa? Mak B nak Monopoly, nanti Mak cari Is it like that? That's how she does?
No, she will just like move the item. Nanti kat dalam satu cabinet is all full of toys.
Right.
So dia cakap, ambil lah. Main pos-pos dan dia tak balik.
So again sepanjang lah your experience there kan, ada tak you belajar something that you implement, jadikan you sebagai you sekarang ni?
Volunteer kan? You volunteer.
Before that, macam in terms of your character wise lah. Macam mungkin didikan daripada petapis. Aku sih Cik B je, Mak B dengan juga Cik Hasan. Mungkin didikan diorang under petapis ni. Dia ada tak develop your character to be a better person or whatsoever? Ada tak?
Not to give up.
Oh, that's what they taught you?
Yes. Because if we want, I think Pak Hassan got tell me lah, like kalau kita nak benda tu, usaha sampai dapat.
Right.
So like that time during, I think before I keluar dari petapis, Pak Hassan told me like because I have a very macam cepat marah. Dia tanya, still remember Pak Hassan tengah marah. Pak Hassan came to me, Pak Hassan say lah like, marah tu tak boleh bawa pergi mana.
Wow.
Marah tu tak boleh bawa pergi mana. Like, kalau kita marah pun benda tu tak akan settle.
Yeah.
So the only thing is you have to do is solve the problem. Yes, solve the problem. Right. So if one way to solve the problem, you have not to give up. What?
Yes.
So if you give up and then benda tu akan kat situ je.
Right.
Yeah.
Then there's no point of you thinking about like, oh I want this, and then instead of you want this, then macam okay lah, give up lah. Yeah. There's no point also. So think not to give up, that teach me a lot, because if I give up easily, then I don't think I will come and help petapis as a volunteer also.
Yeah, so that's the next question I want to ask you. Macam after you're done with petapis dah, you dah besar and whatever, right? So what makes you wanting to volunteer pula? Sekarang dah besar ni, okay. What triggers you to give back to petapis?
I think what make me wants to volunteer is I want to pay them back, like give back, yes. Macam they have been taking care of me and my siblings, and then I want to give back by helping them, like raising funds, volunteering, and then at the same time also get to interact with the like students over there. You know, like when I volunteer with them, right, and then tengok dorang kan, it's like remind me of me and my siblings inside. Yeah.
So, saudara-saudari yang kami muliakan, ladies and gentlemen, so sorry, pardon me if I speak in Malay, because in Malay we don't say So what I'm trying to say is, kita dapat lihat bila petapis membantu anak-anak ni daripada dorang tak tentu arah kat luar, mak bapak mungkin ada problem dan sebagainya kan. So this is where petapis come in to help them to change their life in a way untuk to be a better person. Like although Syafiq has been there for just a few years and he was small, dan juga telah pun merubah karakter dia orang untuk menjadi lebih baik. Dia sekarang masih ingat untuk not to give up. Dia masih ingat lagi orang yang menjaga dia, dengan Cik Hasan, dengan Mak B kan. So Masya Allah. So you can see guys, mana duit korang yang korang salurkan kepada petapis, inilah tempat-tempatnya yang mereka akan salurkan untuk membantu mereka yang memerlukan. Dan khususnya Ramadan is coming, and this is the part where you support their meaningful work. And of course, bila nak zakat, bila fikir zakat, think about petapis, ingat petapis. You can contribute your zakat through their website pertapis.org.sg. Keluarkan zakat anda khusus untuk petapis kerana wang yang disalurkan itu diberikan kepada platform-platform ataupun wadah yang baik. Dan khususnya bagi mereka yang anak-anak yang di luar sana yang tak betul dan sebagainya, ada masalah dan sebagainya, diambil oleh petapis, dijaga oleh petapis dari wang anda tu tak ke mana. Wang anda tu adalah untuk membantu anak-anak yang dalam keadaan yang tidak begitu baik, kan. Jadi dijadikan tempat ini tempat yang suci untuk anak-anak menjadi orang yang lebih berguna dan sebagainya. So guys, zakat right now, nak keluarkan duit untuk zakat ni, jangan lupa zakat harta ni, zakat yang korang dah dapat daripada earnings korang ni bukan korang punya.
Bukan semua.
Not 100% is yours.
Bukan semua.
Yes, jadi gunakan tu, beri kepada orang yang memerlukan, khusus kepada macam orang-orang kawan-kawan Syafiq ni lah. So you can pay your zakat through their websites pertapis.org.sg. Our community, our responsibility, give your zakat.
Okay. Anas bin Malik once reported that the Prophet ﷺ was asked, Ya Rasulullah, when is the best time to perform fasting after Ramadan? And the Prophet ﷺ answered, Sha'ban, in honor of Ramadan. And then he was asked a second question, Ya Rasulullah, when or what is the best type of charity? And the Prophet ﷺ answered by saying, charity in the month of Ramadan. Or kama qal Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Dear friends, we are now in the month of Ramadan. It has been a few days after Ramadan. So how has Ramadan been for us? When we talk about sadaqah, there are many forms and multiple ways to perform sadaqah. A simple one would be smiling, all right, to your neighbors, to your family members, to your friends at work. Smiling is a form of charity. Acts of generosity is also another form of sadaqah. Helping someone to carry some things, or helping your friend at work, with their work, and so on and so forth. Thirdly, to perform ibadah is also a form of sadaqah. And number 4, to part with something that is important to you. In this case, is the sadaqah of your wealth. And we all know acts of generosity, sadaqah or charity in the month of Ramadan, as per mentioned by our beloved Prophet Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is multiplied in the month of Ramadan due to its blessed atmosphere surrounding the entire month of Ramadan. So one of the things that you can do to heighten and elevate the spirit of Ramadan this year is to give sadaqah. And we all know that the Weekly Deen Show is supporting strongly the good works and efforts by our friends at Petapis. So you can channel your sadaqah, inshallah, to their meaningful mission and work at Petapis. And how can you do this? Simply log on to petapis.org.sg to find out more on how you can channel your sadaqah in the month of Ramadan to support their meaningful work. With me, Ustaz Fizar Zainal. Ma'assalam.
So after having the discussion with the Ustad, Dew, I have a question for you. So what have you learned about Islamic science?
I learned that there are 7 heavens, in which I still don't understand the theory behind it.
Okay. So what about the seven heavens? 7 heavens did you learn about? Or did you understand?
Absolutely not. Okay, no. It makes me very stressed because when you go to heaven, there's also levels of heaven. So doesn't that categorize you in how good of a person you are? So it doesn't matter, even though you're a good person, if let's say my theory is correct, different levels are categorized differently, right? So I'm assuming level 1 is like the prophets, right? Then level 2, level 3, level 4. Then imagine you do so much good, and then you go to the afterlife, and you're like, I'm level 7.
No, 7 is the highest.
Oh, 7 is the highest.
Yeah,
then
7
I'm
is the
level
highest.
1. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I get.
Then what does it mean to actually go to heaven if I'm like the lowest level of heaven?
But I think that's the end goal anyway, is to get into heaven no matter what level you get into.
No, it's like being the stupidest person in an express class. What does that mean?
So you feel like there's no point?
There's no point. You're the stupidest amongst the smartest people.
But you are still in that room. You are still in that environment.
But you're the stupidest.
Well, yeah, but
so Masa, you just drop one level down, right? And then you're the smartest.
No, but that doesn't make any sense, because if you talk about the 7 heaven concept, and then in the what do you call it, theory? If you talk about seven heavens and you say you want to drop one level down, that's already neraka as hell.
Yeah, but you are the best person there.
But why would... Okay.
But we strive to be the best, right? You want to be the best,
I think
right?
there's a lot of curiosity in that question, and you're not wrong. I think that's very valid to be curious about things, and I like how you ask questions about that. Other than that, I think one of the interesting parts about that conversation was about the timing. Why breaking fast becomes later and later and later throughout the month rather than staying stagnant throughout. I think because I've never had a conversation with an Islamic astronomer before, or someone who studies astronomy. So to have an expert explain things to you, I think is just very refreshing.
Yeah, but I thought that was common sense though.
What do you mean? Like what?
The Earth takes a certain amount of time to go around the sun, and sometimes it just takes...
I guess common sense to me and you are very different.
Okay. It's like why sometimes it's 7 p.m. and it's so bright, right? But then sometimes 7 p.m. is so dark, right?
No, but the question is, why is it taking longer to like break fast? Not like, why is 7:20 so bright and so...
I know, but because of where the Earth is at that point of time, or how near the sun is to the Earth, or how...
Hey, it's not common sense to everyone. Sometimes it's new knowledge.
I'm not even a man on Saturday. Okay. Okay, but yes, those are the very interesting parts about Islamic science.
Right, and so with that, I think what we've learned from the discussion is that you don't just fast with your stomach, fast with the knowledge that you are strengthening your brain and cleaning your soul. And it's also good to follow the sunnah, and not just because it's tradition, but also because it's the best science available. So thank you for joining us in this discussion about Islamic science, and we'll see you for the next one.